Hello, listeners. This is Steve from MakCorp, Data Resources, and we will be doing an interview today with Amanda Buckingham, Managing Director of WARRIEDAR Resources, Code WA8, and we'll be focusing on the latest announcements with the metallurgy and drilling results. So welcome, Amanda, and thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Steve. Great to be speaking with you again.
Likewise. And look, you continue to provide great results, and hoping it reflects on the share market over the next period.
Yeah, look, absolutely. We're great. We're very pleased to get to this stage, having put out network and some fantastic drilling results.
And gold price is obviously soaring, so it all aligns.
Yeah, look, absolutely. Everyone's happy with the gold price.
Definitely. All right, well, let's get into your latest announcements, and we're obviously discussing the Golden Range project in the Murchison region, and in particular the Ricciardo deposit. So do you want to start firstly with yesterday's announcement, Amanda, with the metallurgy results?
Yes. Certainly. So Ricciardo has been our focus this year, and there's a good reason for that. It's the largest of the deposits in the Golden Corridor. It's currently just under 500,000 ounces of gold. So there were two goals this year. We wanted to define a larger resource and show a pathway to processing the ore. And so the announcement we put out on Monday gives us the green light to go ahead with Ricciardo, basically. In a nice, I guess if I simplify the results, what do they tell us? They tell us that we have a way to process the ore that gives us good recoveries. And recoveries are important. It's basically that number defines how much of the gold we can extract from the rock. So a higher recovery means, higher extraction and better economics for that particular deposit. So really these results have shown us that.
Oh, sorry, Amanda, to interrupt. So you had up to 96%, so that seems like a very high and great result.
Yeah, it is a really good result. We wanted that number to be greater than 90. So we are pleased that it's 96. And it just means that we can produce a concentrate that's a quality concentrate that we can sell. But we wanted to go further than that. We wanted to not only be able to produce a concentrate for sale, we wanted to show that we can make a gold bar on site. And that's the second part of the test work that we've carried out. So these results basically say that we get good recoveries to either make and sell a concentrate or to go ahead and make a gold bar on site.
Excellent. So is there any more metallurgy to sort of continue this year, or that's enough for now?
For this year, we won't do more, but next year, so what it really is now, and it's probably just worth me taking a moment to explain this, you've got to find enough ore, you've got to dig it up, you've got to mine it, and you've got to process it. So there are three parts. So we've been focused on defining more high-grade mineable ounces at Ricciardo and getting great results this year. And now we've put out a pathway to actually extract that gold. So moving forward next year, we'll both grow the resource and we'll continue to do some met work, but it needs to be an iterative process. It would be silly for us to define a perfect flow sheet, like the exact way we're going to process the ore, because that's quite expensive. You just need to progress and de-risk both the growth of the resource and the way you're going to process it. And that's exactly what we've done.
I know that you can do it.
Yeah, exactly. So look, we're delighted with these results, and now we can go back to focusing on putting out a solid resource update for Ricciardo in November.
Looking forward to that. So let's move on and talk about your sort of most recent drilling results, including the antimony and gold.
Yeah, so this year we focused on drilling at Ricciardo, including the first diamond drilling program at the deposit in over 10 years. And that was superb, to be able to get out there with a diamond rig, drill as far as we needed to go to close off some of these high-grade shoots. It was quite a luxury. And we got some fantastic results. 19 metres at 5, 12 at 7, 8 at 11.4, some really good high-grade extensions to the deposits. So in terms of resource growth, we understand where to drill and what we can do at Ricciardo. I guess the bonus, the whole antimony story came to light. You know, we received some gold assays, and in combination with that, we got really high antimony results, and we thought, okay, this is really interesting. So we've put out 12 meters at 6% antimony, as well as some wider intervals at 1.5%. We're starting to understand what's happening here, and we believe there's an antimony deposit certainly in the northern end of Ricciardo that sits just above the gold deposit, which is basically in the waste rock anyway. So the slightly frustrating thing is we don't have enough assay results. Previously, the drill holes were not all assayed for antimony, so we're pulling together our understanding from fairly sparse drill holes. But we are out there finding some old pulps and core that we can reassay, to try to improve the story. But we're quite excited about what the antimony can add to our gold story in the Murchison.
Well, that's very encouraging results, particularly with what's happening with antimony, over the last few months with China. So that's a bonus.
No, it really is. And we see it as a bonus. Like, it doesn't detract from the solid core gold story. Our gold story is our main focus, but if we can add some antimony and also silver, there's some silver at Ricciardo that we're starting to have a look at. And now that we know we need flotation, we can include all these other elements and move on a pathway to really benefiting and profiting.
Again, adds more value to what's happening with the silver price recently too. So you've got three commodities that are doing extremely well and that are needed and wanted throughout the world. So
exactly. And let's not forget that, sorry to cut in there, we're also quite pleased about where we sit. We're in the southern Murchison. It's an infrastructure-rich area. There are already some float circuits and a company to our south planning to build another one. There's all sorts of potential collaboration and partnerships that can happen in that region. And I'd like to keep those discussions fairly high level, but we are very excited about the potential in terms of how we can move these assets forward.
Well, I look at the Murchison, in my opinion, as in the top probably 5 jurisdictions in the world, and it's in Western Australia, which is probably the best jurisdiction, if not in the top 3 in the world.
Oh, I'm so with you on that, Steve. We can drive up to our project area from Perth in one morning. It's completely underexplored. There's a lot of deep tapping, long life base metal and gold mines, and some really good existing infrastructure. It's a superb area to be.
Well, it's a proven area for production already.
Exactly. Yeah. And I also we're not only increasing the resources in the Golden Corridor, we have an incredible opportunity to discover new deposits along the shear, remembering that we own the entire 70 kilometres of that main mineralised shear. So, there's quite a few stories unfolding in terms of where Warriedar is headed. Solid resource growth, opportunity for new discoveries, and the incorporation of other profitable elements into our mix.
So in short, sort of over the next sort of short period of time, you're focused on building the resource and more drilling happening. Is there anything else to add to that, Amanda?
Well, we're always keeping our eye on the end goal. We've got to deliver value and profit to shareholders. So we'd love to fast track some of these deposits into production. We're very aware of the good gold price. But first, we do need to grow the resource within the Golden Corridor to a critical number of ounces. And the board, we believe if we can get to 1.5 million ounces, that's the critical number for us now. And we'll be really pushing to get that done, to get out there and drill hard and steadily the first half of next year to really keep growing those resources.
Fantastic. Look, thanks for joining me today, Amanda, and providing our listeners and myself some great more insights to where you're at and what you've been doing over the last few weeks. Exciting times ahead, as usual.
They are exciting times. It's fantastic to speak with you. Thanks very much, Steve.
Excellent. Thanks, Amanda.
Bye.
And just remembering, it's WA8 is the ASX code. So, If you want to look at any more announcements, look at WA8. Thanks again, listeners, and thanks, Amanda.
Thanks, Jake.